Welcome to a Halloween night movie, I guess. I'd turn the lights down, but I don't think the camera would work after that. So, I will be watching Werewolf by Night for tonight, a Halloween special. I guess it's Marvel Cinematic Universe holiday special for Halloween. I thought it was going to be a new series, but it's a one shot, it looks like. So total time is 54 minutes. This is a watch along, so if you don't know what that means I will give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, we should be able to synchronize what we're watching. You watch with your own copy, because I can't use copyrighted material on this channel. So that's sort of the plan here. I don't know what to expect here. I don't know anything about the characters from the comics for this series. I guess the implication is that it's an introduction to the spooky part of the Marvel universe, where you've got Blade and vampires and all that other jumbly-gook. I'm curious to see where this is going. Hopefully it's of some entertainment to somebody else at some point. This is not my usual type of content, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with it. But for now, let's go ahead and play. 3, 2, 1, go. Special presentation. Werewolf by Night. Interesting art style. The forest looks okay. So some interesting painting on his face there. No, looks like George, Harry and the Henderson character. I like that did send up. I was wondering about the crankshaft. It didn't look like a cane to me. I think it would be better phrased as forgive my grave sense of humor. This seems like a silly way to do things. Seems hardly heroic. I can't imagine somebody like the Avengers doing some crazy death hunt ritual with a death total uh, possible at the end of it in a labyrinth. And I think we need a little more backstory on the individuals involved. What makes them distinctly unique for this sort of job? It's interesting. I mean, they're looking like they're styling it after a very kind of old school monster movie, but the layout of the story so far narratively is contemporary. It's not doesn't feel like it's from the 1950s or earlier. But I don't think they've ever really stated anything to help us understand what time period this is. Ouch. Why would they hunt each other? That seems like the worst choice. I suspect there isn't even any monster in the labyrinth. It's literally just to get them to hunt each other out of existence. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad move for a villainous monster to set up circumstances to allow them to wipe out each other as the hunters. And if this is your family's chosen course of living, I can kind of see not wanting to be part of it. The splatter with that was a little excessive. Yeah. Does he see his axe and want it back? Pop him up so that he wastes an attack on an already dead character. You should have popped him up first as a decoy just in case. Ugh, it's pretty graphic. I wouldn't stand against something. There you go. I was going to say, I wouldn't stand against something somebody could reach through. He is a witch doctor, after all. Ew. Look at all the spiders crawling out. Ew. What is the thing you just tucked into your pocket that was hers? Yeah. You're not very good at what you're doing, dude. Hello, Ted. Just throw it at the wall. Stop holding it, you dipstick. It's beeping. How can you not find a beeping thing? Tuck it in the crack, you dipstick. He's not very good at this at all. I'd say there's a good chance there's more than one monster in that group. So they're gonna make him the next subject of the hunt. And if the stone weakens him, like it did the other, it might make it so that he has more control over himself. That'd be interesting. I I do feel like if the stone can weaken him, weakening him might be his benefit to him. This should come with a seizure warning with the flashing in the background. Why would you get closer to the bars? What kind of idiot would you have to be to do that? Yeah, see? Exactly. You're a moron. Does it smell like burning hair? Who's this character? I want to know more about the individual characters. Leave him alive. Let him turn. Oh, jeez. With the door closed, you're not going anywhere. And I'm curious what makes the difference between the hunters and the guards with the staves, because they're clearly meant to fight monsters as well. Jeez, that's brutal. Your mother's not dead. You you've got her back to her now, and all right, I see where that's gonna happen. Notice that nobody else is touching it face on like that. They're always holding it by the chain. He's gonna snap at her. All right. Is this the whole story? I'm not gonna check the time for because I don't know if this is the end or the. Well, yeah, there is that. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. It would be nice to get a kind of translation, but I guess it's a R2D2 situation where the dialogue they could give him isn't worth the feeling we get at the end of it. So that was it. That was literally it. Okay. It was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever made, but I mean, it opens some questions, which is worthwhile. You know, it opens up a part of the Marvel universe that they haven't really played with a lot of in the MCU or the TV series so far. The supernatural element is I don't know that it's something that I've ever felt like I need it to come back. But by the same token, I I would say when they first came out with Iron Man, I'm like, I don't know that I need this. But it's a good thing we got it because it made a whole different exploration of the Marvel universe for us that I have enjoyed thoroughly the whole way through. There have been a few that I've been kind of meh about. I wasn't huge on the original Thor, and the second Thor really didn't do a lot for me either. Um, but I do feel like we still want them in the universe. And part of that was getting the story the way it was meant to be presented. So maybe as we go forward with the supernatural universe part of Marvel Universe, I will find myself turning over a new thought on the whole monster universe portion of it. I don't know. I'm curious to see. Like, I would need to see more to get a sense for where I'd go with it from here on out. Like, I need to see more about. Like, I wanted more on the individual characters who were there that got killed and I wanted more backstory for like how they're part of this organization, how they got recruited, who are the individual characters, and why are they okay with this idea of hunting each other for the stone? Because that's not heroic. There's no part of that that's heroic. But I also have that question of whether or not they're meant to be heroic. Like I got the distinct feeling that at least the mother character there was a very manipulative, toxic person, and along with that toxicity and manipulation is the narrative that they gave about the idea that there's this defense against the great evils using the bloodstone. I don't know that that is necessarily the actual case. Like, everything I saw there suggests to me that this isn't somebody defending against the evils of the world. This is somebody whose practices tell me they're evil, fighting over power amongst themselves. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it brought up some questions. It brought up some backstory to parts of the universe we haven't seen. But it really didn't provide us any information. Like, we meet Ted, and we meet Werewolf by Night character, and we meet the daughter of the Bloodstones. But like, every piece of that introduction is an introduction, not a story or information about them. Like, we don't know who Ted is and why he's that way. We don't know who Werewolf by Night is or why he's that way. We don't know who the Bloodstone daughter is or why she's the way she is. We don't know anything about any of the hunters. We don't know anything about the organization that has people clearly trained to fight monsters but aren't the hunters, and why the distinction is made between the people in uniform with shock sticks and the people who are hunters. We don't know anything about the guy with the axe that got killed by Ted. We don't know anything about the guy with the arm crossbow. And like, we got a bunch of characters shown to us, but not even introduced to us. We got no real information about anything. This is a teaser and not a introduction. Like, a teaser trailer is something that, like, this is what's going. We're going to do a thing. We're going to introduce you to this story of the supernatural element of Marvel. There's no, and I guess to a certain degree, some of this might be different if I had background information on, like, I know Ted is the Man Thing, but I don't know what that means. I've never read the Man Thing. I know that the main character here is the Werewolf by Night, but I've never read any of his stuff, so I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about. I'm sure the Bloodstone name is something important in the Marvel universe, but I don't know anything about that story element. And so maybe if I had information on those things, this would have more meaning to me. Like, in which case it's a serial string of Easter eggs that go over my head because I don't know anything about those pieces of information. But maybe I have to have that information to fill in some of those pieces of what I'm looking for. Like, I don't know if when they made this, they had the expectation that I would know who Ted is. I don't know if they had the expectation that I would know the Werewolf by Night character and his backstory and instantly have a liking to the outcome of the circumstances that he's been put into, or the Bloodstone name and any of the backstory for that lore. Like, if I had that information, was this made with the idea that I would have some kind of understanding or investment in those characters because of Easter egg that they gave me? But I don't, because it went over my head. Like, maybe, I don't know. I feel like that's the best answer I can give you as to how I feel about this. Am I curious to find out more? Yeah, I'll probably do some research online tonight to find out a little bit more of what I might be missing. But and it wasn't a bad story. It was an interesting 1 hour bit. I feel like we could have gotten a 2 hour or even a 2.5 hour movie out of this that filled in a lot of that data with additional scenes and backstory. But I don't know if it would have worked cinematically the way they clearly meant artistically to make this one. So I feel like it was an enjoyable adventure to go on, but with a lot of hanging threads, including the investment in the characters that, it's like, I don't have enough to be invested yet, but I'm curious enough. This is a plot hook. Like, at the start of writing a story or an adventure or a game or something like that, you have a hook that sinks in and gets your audience to want to know more. It's also what a teaser trailer is. It's meant to hook you and get you to want to know more and come see the movie or come see the next trailer, the full official trailer for a movie. Like, a teaser trailer is meant to hook you like that. This feels like a hook more than an actual thing. I'm not mad about it. I hope they're going to follow that hook up with something I hope they don't let it sit for 2 years and expect me to still have the investment from that hook. That's what I'm kind of going for right now. At any rate, that is that. I will call it here for the night. Hope this was interesting and my thoughts were not me just randomly rambling to the empty internet, but fare thee well. Happy Halloween. I will catch you for something in the future. I think tomorrow is Viewsday night for Coco, the Disney Pixar movie. All right.